Hey, what's up? Coming back with the second video in the series or whatever. Um, I was cutting it close last time with time, but I'm gonna watch that a little bit better this time. Actually, I left off with the orientation stuff and getting in the class information and whatever, but I need to backtrack a little bit. I forgot to mention Propeller launch, which is something you're going to deal with during the enrollment process. Basically, it's a website that you're going to sign up for. You're going to make a username, password, pretty standard stuff. Um, and basically, Propeller launch is to help you organize and get all the documents you need for the enrollment process. So you're going to find all your enrollment forms, your financial aid forms, and some housing stuff as well. And it'll have like different boxes and stuff that'll get checked off as Full Sail receives all your documents. So it's really useful in keeping everything organized and making sure you get everything into them. And then, there's a variety of documents that need to be filled out and everything. There's a lot of documents actually, but like I said, a Propeller launch helps keep everything nice and organized. And the username and password actually you'll end up using if you're doing an online class like I am for FSO. And after you get all the documents in, they'll send you your computer if you're going that route. But basically, once you're ready to start and get logged on to FSO, they're going to send you a link to the Full Sail online and whatever. And you're going to log in using the username and password that you used for Propeller launch. And once you get onto FSO, it gets a little more fun. This is basically where you're directed to the orientation and everything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into FSO a little bit. When you log on, there's the main page and everything. It's got a featured story, announcements, industry news for whatever's going on, a bunch of quick links on the side to the distribution center, the student manual, the holiday and break schedule, financial aid, bunch of stuff, different quick links. But there's a tab for the My Courses thing. And when you first log on, you're going to have the class, but then there's going to be an orientation link, actually. And you can't access your class stuff until you get done with the orientation activities and everything. And the orientation, I mean, it's like with most things, it's going to tell you how everything is and, kind of let you know what to expect. But as with anything, you're not really going to know like what it's all about until you start doing it. But with the orientation, for me, there were 10 different activities, and you'll have, when you actually go to the, click on the page for it, you're going to get taken to a dashboard, and it'll have pending activities, and that's going to, that has all the things that you need to do that are due by a certain date. So the activities with the like the most upcoming date, like, if you have stuff due tomorrow, it's going to be on there first if you're looking at it. But basically, it'll tell you what you have to do, or you can click on the Activities tab, which there's a bunch of tabs. There's 6 different tabs. You have the Dashboard, Activities, Grades, My Classmates, so it's pretty cool because you actually get to see who's doing the same stuff as you. A References tab, and an About tab, and I'll get into that stuff a little bit later. But for the orientation, I had 10 different things I had to do. Welcome videos, platform videos, student affair videos, program overview, academic integrity, a complete your profile, FSO support discussion, orientation survey, and orientation assessment. So a lot of things, and basically the majority of stuff was a bunch of like watching videos about welcome and this is what this is going to be like, this is how you do this, stuff like that. The only actual things that you had to actually do was to complete your profile, which you have to upload a picture and it has to get approved, and you write like your skills and interests and a little biography kind of thing on your profile. And again, I'll kind of dig into that a little bit later, just trying to get the basis here. And so yeah, you have your activities listed, and you can click on the activity to see what it's all about. And like I said, for the orientation, it's mostly a bunch of videos, and then you just click on the little button that says I've completed this activity, and it'll ask you, are you sure you completed this? And you click yes, obviously. The only one that was a little, well, obviously the videos were time consuming, but the only thing that was interesting, I thought, was the orientation assessment. It's the 10th like activity that you have to do. It's the last thing, and it is a 50 question like test kind of thing. I guess it's not really a test. It's an assessment, but it's 50 questions long, and it's all about orientation stuff. So you have to take some time and sit, and it seems like it's never going to end, because I had no idea how many questions it was going to be, but it was 50. And I only missed one question, so good, good stuff, whatever. And it's just making sure you know what's going to be going on. So you get through with the orientation, and then you're actually able to go in and access your class stuff, which is where it, I guess, kind of gets good. Let's see. Yep, here we go. So the actual class stuff, the online class, I think the way they have FSO set up is really good. Like I said, you have your different tabs here with all the stuff, and at the top, you have your home button, a mail button, another one for your profile, support for FSO, the FSO library, and then logout button. And with getting on Full Sail Online, you actually do get a fullsail.edu email account, and it's basically your username at fullsail.edu. So it's pretty cool. They tell you to use that one and everything. And the first couple activities I had for Introduction to Media Arts, which is the first class, which there's actually I know a bunch of people from a bunch of different programs that are taking the same class as me. It's Introduction to Media Arts, or IMA, as it's referred to, and it's going in to like professionalism and computers and a bunch of stuff like that. The first activity I had to do was on professionalism, and it talked about like how to make professional emails and phone calls and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. It's good to make sure everyone's on the same page of what they consider professional. And I really like being professional and stuff. I think it looks good. And then you'll have, we had a discussion board, which is basically they'll give you kind of a topic, and then you'll have to post a reply. The odd thing about the discussion boards, which this is kind of interesting. I've never been on a forum where you only have 2 minutes to edit your post, so you really have to think about your posts whenever you're replying to the discussion board, because you can submit it, and then it'll say edit for 2 more minutes. So if you come across something that you want to change, you have to click on it in the next 2 minutes to change it. Let's see what else. The textbook assignment. Yeah, so Full Sail with an online class, obviously they're not going to send you a textbook. And even in on the campus classes, I think they don't use normal textbooks. But yeah, they'll send you not a link, but it's in your activities list or whatever. I had a textbook assignment where you have to download your ebook, is what it's called. And the textbook for IMA is pretty cool. It's like 170 pages long, and I've already been doing lots of reading. The thing about the online class is that you have to do a lot of reading. But yeah, that was that. Another activity I had to do was the iLife Personal Learning Network Board. So basically, we had to go and find an instructional video or tutorial video on like iWeb, iMovie, GarageBand, or something like that. So they're getting the gears rolling on the Apple stuff. They make sure you know your way around a MacBook, that's for sure, because at the end of the month there's a worksheet due on the Mac overview, and it's got a bunch of questions. I haven't done that yet. I mean, I've been a Mac user for a while, but it's still good to go back and review stuff. The main assignment that I'm working on, which the way they have the assignments broken down, it's really cool. They do it by week, so you'll have week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And right now for week 1, my big assignment is reading in the textbook chapters 1, 3, 4, and 5. I just finished chapter 1 earlier tonight, and I took a shower making the video now, and as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to go ahead and do the chapter terms and everything, which is, stuff I'm still pretty used to coming right out of high school. And then they've got the like chapter review guide at the end and everything, and all that stuff. So the textbook is actually pretty cool because it's interactive. You actually get to click on stuff and pictures come out, and it's really cool. And in addition to the textbook, there's, under the References tab, there's a lot of different resources that you can use to learn stuff. Like there's 4 different videos on the Mac overview, and then they have a PDF file over it, or of it. And then they've got just a bunch of different videos on a lot of stuff. And I watched the chapter podcast for chapter 1 earlier, which is like the basics to computers and whatnot, and it was really helpful. It really was. So they definitely make sure you have plenty of resources to do stuff. And I definitely feel like I'm kind of scatterbrained right now, but there's just a lot of stuff to go over, So bear with me here. But yeah, I definitely think that the way they have Full Sail Online set up, it's pretty intuitive. It's really easy so far. I mean, the assignments aren't easy, but the way they have it set up to access them is really cool and really, really easy, I think. So yeah, I have the reading assignment that I'm working on. The next big one after that, which actually I'm going to kind of go between the two, is that we have a podcast homework kind of thing. And we have to create a podcast that's longer than 30 seconds but less than 2 minutes. And we have to make it with GarageBand. And it's really about, I remember it said, like, make a podcast about telling who you are and all this stuff. Basically just a little, like an introductory podcast to get used to doing it, because I'm assuming we're going to have to do it a lot. What else is there? Oh, goodness. Yeah, and then there's a whole bunch more activities coming up pretty soon. This is just week 1. And yeah, I didn't even really talk about what I meant to talk about tonight. I just started going on. But yeah, just know that when you start at this school, they start really packing it on pretty soon. Because, I mean, they're not playing around, you know what I mean? Like, you're squishing 4 years into 20 months or 22 months or however long you're going for whatever program. So it's, it's high pace, it's intense. But you just got to remember, take your notes, do your reading. Like I've been taking notes with the iPad and everything. Which, if you can save paper, try to do it, because let me tell you, you're going to be taking a lot of notes, and being able to search for stuff, keywords, really helpful. But yeah, that's really it for tonight, I guess. I need to get cracking on those chapter terms. There's a bunch of them. And tomorrow night, I guess I'll talk about the different tabs or whatever that's on FSO. Because, yeah, the cool thing about the online is that, like, as soon as you do a grade, like a graded worksheet or whatever, you know what your grade is as soon as you're done with it, because you'll have it on your graded page, and then you can actually click on it, I think, to see what you did wrong. I'm not sure. I haven't done any graded stuff yet, but as soon as I do, I'll definitely let you know what that's all about. So, yeah, hopefully you can, oh geez, I'm cutting it close on time again. So yeah, hopefully you kind of get an idea of what the online platform is all about. It's really weird, if you've never taken an online class, it's a little difficult to get used to, but it's pretty cool at the same time. So yeah, tune in next time if you're still with me. Hope I could help. Let me know if there's any questions. And yeah, I'm gonna get cracking on these words. I'll see you later.